Well, good evening. Welcome back to another Williams Wednesday version of Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. How y'all tonight? Hope everything's going good. So it's Williams Wednesday. We've been expecting Williams Wednesday to show up, and here it is. Finally, like it takes a week to get here sometimes. But there we go. So Williams today. So this is the vintage Williams in my old Foley scuttle that I like so much. Really nice stuff. Now this is what the package looks like for it, and you can tell it's the older stuff because the first ingredient on the list there, maybe I can get it up where you can see it, is sodium tallowate. And I think the older stuff maybe just said tallow or something. I'm not sure. This is the oldest I've had, and I've got several pucks of this, and this is from the what's that say? The Glen Rock, New Jersey plant. So that's the vintage that I have, and then the newer version doesn't list the sodium tallowate as the first ingredient anymore. So that's the ones that people don't like as much. Still makes a great lather, I think, but it's just the newer stuff versus the older stuff. So that's that, and we're going to use the old 1914 Ever Ready, which a lot of people call, myself included, call the little lather catcher, because it's kind of got that shape to it. I don't call it a lather catcher because it's got the closed top, and I think a lather catcher, it's got the classic shape and it's got the open top and everything, and that's my take on it. And we've got a new treat blade in there, treat super single edge blade. I can still pick these up local at a little convenience store. Don't know how long that's going to last. Matter of fact, I haven't been buying several weeks, so they may have already stopped carrying them. That's sometimes how it goes. Lustrous Coachman, which is basically clubman. That's what we're going to finish up with. Now for a brush today, actually a little bit excited here. I have a Ever Ready 650 PB, which I understand was pure badger. And I picked up a while back a Funished badger knot. The grade is Finest. Now, there's no set thing on how to grade them, and one person's Finest, maybe another's yada yada, whatever. But anyway, this was labeled as a Finest. Virginia Shing, I think is the name of it. It's an eBay seller. I don't remember how much it was, but it's fairly inexpensive. And I had bought it for another brush. I was actually going to put it in this brush handle. But this brush handle, as you maybe see, is kind of crazed, and it's got some cracks and stuff in it, and so I didn't put it in that one. I ended up putting it in this one, and it finished up, and I've done some test lathers with it and shampooed it a couple of times, and it's really, look at there, really got a nice shape to it now. But this will be the actual first shave with it. So we're going to make Williams Wednesday the first shave with the new brush there. So we'll let it. We had it soak in a little bit, and that's going to get us going. And we're going to get us a Williams Wednesday shave in here. Now the 1914, the little lather catcher, really is a nice razor. It's to me one of the good ones. All of them are good, but I like the 1914s. I would rate them just below the 1912s and above the 1924s. Here's where I would put them personally. I know some people really like the 1924. I don't have an example over here. The one they would call the shovel head. Some people really like those. I'm not some of those people. They shave good. I can get good shaves with them. I like them just fine, but they're nothing special to me. I think the 14th is a little better. So, well, look at that. Got that nice flat top on the bulb shape here, I should say, going on the brush. Kind of a damp brush, and what we're looking to do is we're just going to pick us up some of the soap, kind of get a paste going on the brush. Maybe a touch more water than that. Now, Badger brush and Williams soaps. Yep, works just fine. It ain't a problem. Williams does like a boar brush, horse brush, and I like to use horse and boar on them. But as you can see, using a Badger brush is definitely not out of the realm of possibilities, and it does a perfectly good job. Alright, got us a good paste going there, and that's where we like to start. Just a touch more water. And You may need to load a little bit longer with a badger brush than you would with like a boar or a horse brush, I'll admit it. Not a bad idea to get a little extra on it. Take a little extra time with it, and you come up with something that looks like that. We'll take it. Alrighty. See what we can do up here. Now I didn't set, and I don't know why I don't, but generally when I reknot a brush, especially badger brushes, I've reknotted a few, and I don't generally set the knot really deep. But this brush has enough backbone that I think it's going to be fine. I don't like a real floppy brush, or I'm not as much of a fan of a real floppy brush. I had a V-long horse brush that was kind of floppy, and I ended up gifting it, but just not a real big fan of that. We might add just a touch more water. Well, hey, I like that lather right there. Nothing in the world like good old vintage wheels. It's just good stuff. So last week we used the modern shave stick that I had made out of the modern wheels. And then I think the week before that we actually used the cake of modern wheels. So this week is the vintage, so we're kind of going in cycles. Alright, so as usual with an SC razor, we're going to use the cap of the razor there as our guide for the angle. There is nothing at all complicated about shaving with a 1914 little lather catcher. It's just a pleasurable little razor to shave with. And it just knocks everything right down, just like that. Well, look at there, it's going good. It's maneuverable. Right under there, I'll get that. You hear that? Well, if I had another half day of stubble there, you'd have to turn your speakers down. I'm telling you. I like that sound. Blade chatter, blade flutter, whatever you want to call it. I like a loud razor. That's why I love some of my actual lather catchers so much. You get just the right amount of growth there, and they just sing. Gotta love it. Alright. Rinse the old razor out there. Take half a second break here for a cup of coffee. That's my good coffee there. Definitely. Alright, here we go. We're going to put a little touch of water on the end of the brush. Go back for another layer of lather. And the plan is to do the normal routine of 2 lather passes, kind of with the grain and kind of across the grain, and then we'll do a touch up with some witch hazel, but pretty much ends up just being another whole pass. I won't even act like that ain't what it is. Alright, here we go. Get us a little across, good angle going across here. Come down. I don't know if that's a me hair or a brush hair, but it don't matter. Either way, then we'll go across this way. You don't got to go across the same direction all the time, just so you're getting across what you would normally cut. Won't matter if you go different directions. It's a little easier on you. We'll come under here and get us a good angle across there. Come back with a good angle across there. Yeah. Almost looks like we know what we're doing. As long as you're giving the illusion you know what you're doing good. Alright. Get all that cleaned up nice. Now we'll get us a good angle across the deck. Oh, nice. Be sure to One little tip on the 1914: after you rinse it, give it a little shake. I think the shovel head is the same way, but these things will tend to hold water, and then when you get back up on your face, they dump the water out, and it can water down your lather and stuff. And it's probably not enough to really matter. Truth or don't about to matter, but anyway, I just like to be sure kind of that we should give it a little shake after you rinse it out. Is a little thing I do. All right, let's get this all cleaned up. Well, wearing a dark shirt when you shave, and you can see everywhere your face touches. Huh? Yeah, that's all right too. I think that's the problem. Before I put the witch hazel on, we're gonna dry everything off. Don't know if it matters or not, but that way we don't have diluted witch hazel, which may or may not be a bad thing. I don't know. Oh boy. There we go. Look at that. Even before the touch-up, that is as smooth as can be. Tell you what, there ain't nothing in the world wrong with a 1914 shave. Good old ever-ready little lather catcher, whatever you want to call it. Came in a lot of different really neat-looking sets. I've got a few different ones myself. I think some of the chrome-looking cases that they come in are really, really neat. This is another one that would, in a set like that, would make a really nice, how did that little weeper there? I'll tell you what I do, because this is a good time to bring this up. I've got this deep little cleft here, and probably a lot of people do. And I find myself trying to really get down in there, and I really shouldn't, because it shaves just fine without all that. And then I always seem to have a little patch of sore of, like whitehead or something. I don't know what it is across there. And if I'm not paying attention, I guess you could call it overshave. I'll just get too down on it up through there, and I'll end up with some little weepers like that right there where I knock the top off of something, or whatever it may be. So there you go. It can happen, and that's definitely what happened there. But anyway, back to whatever I was saying. Oh yeah, these another one that would make a really nice little travel set. They really do. They're easy to pick up. Check when you get them. Make sure that the stops there, the blade stops, are in good shape, because you'll need them in good shape on this razor, most razors. But anyway, that's just another thing to look at when you're looking at the pictures, to make sure that it looks like they're in good shape. Just a little tip from Cousin Fuzzy. Cousin and Fuzzy. Yes, the fuzzing. I think somebody pointed out the other day. Alrighty, well, there we go. So check that out. Other than we got a little weeper there, everything is nice and smooth and cleaned up. Boy, that's what we like to see after a shave, I'm telling you. Flash on a little bit of the Coachman here, which, like I said, is basically clubbing in a different bottle. And there we go. So there's my Williams Wednesday shave. Got the good old 650 PB, and if you'll notice, that's still got enough lather in there to do some more shavings. People want to talk about lather and Williams. Lather is just fine, thank you very much. Now, I will admit, the vintage does lather easier than the modern. No doubt about it. But the modern lather is just fine. Next time, we'll do the modern. Y'all have a good afternoon. Hope everything's good where you are. Hope you got a good Williams Wednesday shave today. Come over to ToastOriginalSafety2.com. Post them up. If you're not a remember we got a guest post now. You can a guest board where you can go in and you can post. And tell us about your Williams Wednesday shave, or any other shave, or if you have a question, or if you have a comment, or if you have a jab, whatever. Come on in. We'd be happy to see you. Y'all have a good day, and happy shaving.